I really want to see my parts, but I can't see them. What am I doing wrong? And my answer to that is absolutely nothing. Good day to you. My name is Conor McMillen. I'm an IFS-trained life coach. Let's jump right into today's video. Basically, I just want to let you know if you're doing IFS, you're doing a fantastic job. And it really doesn't have to look like anybody else's experience. I get a lot of questions from people explaining their experience and then asking something like, does that sound right? Am I doing it right? And yes, there are certain ways to do IFS well. And I think the most important is attempting to access this place of self and then working from that place as best as possible, especially if you're doing IFS on your own. If you have a therapist or a practitioner, they can hold the space of self energy for you so that you can just kind of be in your parts. But either way, if you have someone holding that space, they should be helping you develop that in yourself. And if you're attempting to do IFS work on your own, which I really encourage, then that's really where you want to be learning how to develop and operating from in your IFS work. And from that place, you're going to have curiosity, relaxation, confidence, and compassion. And so all of those things, yeah, we want to have those things in our work for sure. But beyond that, there are an infinite number of ways that your system is going to be interacting with the concept of IFS. So for example, someone emailed me asking, I can't see my parts. I really want to see my parts, but I can't see them. What am I doing wrong? And my answer to that is absolutely nothing. Not everyone sees their parts, and it's not better or worse. It's just the way that your system works. And maybe over time, you might end up having more of a visual experience, but I work with many people who have absolutely no visual experience beyond maybe a slight shift in color. And they're more feeling in their body or feeling in their emotional world, or they're having thoughts that are coming through. It's not always visual for people. And I would say more often than not, it's not visual. So while it's really nice to read stories about actual IFS work that people have done, and they have these very visual characters of their parts, it's helpful to read that because it's easier for us to kind of understand what's happening. That's not what it has to be for you. And you're not doing anything wrong if you can't visualize your parts. Another big one that I get is my parts won't talk to me. I'm sensing them, I'm feeling them, I'm asking them questions, and they're not saying anything to me. What am I doing wrong? And again, absolutely nothing. If you're sensing your parts and you're reaching out to them, you're doing it. That is fantastic. And I would say either a couple of things is happening in that scenario. The first is that your parts might just need a little more time understanding what is happening, and also having a little more time with that self-energy that you are leading from to kind of feel into it for themselves, that this is a trustful energy, that this is a safe energy, and that they can actually open up and communicate back. So sometimes it's just a matter of patience. The other possibility, and this one is probably even more likely, is that your parts are communicating with you. They're just not communicating in words. And again, there's lots of books, there's lots of videos out there now of people doing IFS, and the communication just seems so clear. Oh, I asked, how old are you? And they immediately answered back, I'm 5 years old. And where are you? Oh, I'm at, I'm in my bedroom looking out the window, and it's nighttime, and I'm feeling these feelings. And while that is totally possible for you to have a similar experience, it's not meant for you to compare yourself to and then make a judgment of like, well, that is so clear and precise, and what's happening in here is confusing and maybe muddled, and it's not so clear and precise. And so I must be doing something wrong. These examples that are being shown to you in books or demos that are being displayed on YouTube, even things that I've spoken about in my videos of, this is how to do it, and this is maybe what you can expect in response. Those are all there to sort of represent, here's like a very specific, almost ideal version of what could happen in an IFS session. But in reality, you are an incredibly unique, perfect, beautiful human being with a system that is not going to operate like anyone else's on Earth. So IFS is there as this kind of like beautiful, flowing structure that you can kind of use over your system to help you have some direction as to how to better understand yourself and how to better maybe integrate some parts of your system that have yet been integrated. And how that actually unfolds for you, what that actually looks like, is going to be perfectly unique for you. So my encouragement would be to recognize that there's a part here that's having some judgment that you're not doing it right or you're not doing it well enough. And to notice that part and to help that part relax and just take comfort in the fact that you are trying. Because in the trying, you are doing. And you are constantly learning and you are constantly shifting how your body, how your system, how your psyche works and operates. So be patient, give it time, continue to focus on, am I in self-energy? Continue to focus on self-awareness, and don't be overly attached to an outcome. And finally, really trust that you are going to do it right for you. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon.